You work. Your partner works. You're running side hustles, working weekends, maybe driving Uber at night or selling crafts on Etsy. And yet, you're still stuck. No house, no savings, rising rent, growing debt. Meanwhile, your grandparents. One job, a house, 2 cars, a pension, college paid for their kids. So how do we go from one income supporting a comfortable life to 2 incomes plus side hustles barely covering the basics? Here's the truth they don't tell you. You didn't fail. The system was redesigned to make you run harder and own less. Once upon a time, and yes, feels like a fairy tale now, a single paycheck bought you a home. A modest house in a quiet suburb, 1 car in the driveway, mom at home, dad working, kids playing outside, dinner on the table at 6. This wasn't a luxury. This was middle-class normal. Then inflation surged in the 1970s. Jobs paid less in real terms. Everything from gas to groceries shot up. So, when women entered the workforce, it seemed like the answer. 2 incomes equals prosperity, right? I mean, it's double the money. But the market adapted overnight. Home prices jumped because families now had 2 paychecks. Daycare centers emerged to fill the new demand because there was no one at home to raise the kids, and they charged accordingly. Healthcare prices rose, college tuition climbed, and suddenly, the second income stopped from being extra to being the minimum you need to survive. Let's first talk about childcare. The invisible mortgage nobody brags about on Instagram. Once, families didn't need to pay strangers to raise their kids. They did it themselves. But now, both parents have to work, so childcare has become a booming industry. The average family today pays over $11,600 a year per child for daycare. In high-cost states like Massachusetts and Connecticut, that jumps to $20,000 to $27,000 a year, which is more than many actual mortgages. In 31 states, childcare now costs more than in-state college tuition. And who benefited? Private childcare chains, investment groups, real estate developers. Childcare wasn't a natural evolution. It was a market solution to a time crisis the market itself created. And while families scrambled to pay for care, time itself disappeared from their lives. Not just kids. Even meals became an outsourced event. Before the 1980s, eating out was a treat. Now it's a necessity. Fast food, takeout, meal kits, grocery delivery, not because we're lazy, but because families literally don't have the hours to cook anymore. In 2023, American households spent nearly 60% of their food budget on food away from the home. Per capita spending on eating out hit $4,485 last year alone. In total, eating out is now one of the largest drains on family budgets, next to rent and childcare. And this is no accident. The system has sold you a lifestyle of convenience while quietly draining your wallet every day. Another industry that thrives on your lack of time? A lack engineered by work schedules that demand all your hours. So let's ask the real question. Who's winning this game? It's not you. It's not your kids. It's not working families. It's corporations. The home builders, landlords, daycare chains, grocery conglomerates, fast food empires. The 1% who are able to pocket record profits while wages are able to keep stagnant. And the biggest beneficiary of all? The United States government. I'm going to tell you a hard truth. The US government does not care about equality. They care about money. They are a business. Women entered the workforce not because the United States government realized it was the right thing to do, but because they realized if 2 people are working, they can tax that second income. Every extra dollar you earn, taxed. Your side hustle, taxed. Your gig work, taxed. Your income, taxed. Your partner's income, taxed. When you buy food, it's taxed. Everything you do. is taxed. The federal government saw double the income to tax, and they took their cut. But did they give you a stronger safety net? No, they spent it and left us $37 trillion in debt. The state got richer. Your community, your family, your future, all got poorer. And housing, the crown jewel of this whole scam, two-income families bid up housing prices, competing in markets where everyone was stretching to buy into good school districts. Real estate agents, mortgage lenders, landlords, they all knew families now had two incomes to squeeze, so when families couldn't keep up, corporate landlords stepped in. BlackRock, Invitation Homes, Wall Street-backed firms began buying up entire neighborhoods, often in cash, locking ordinary families out of the market completely. Because before the early 2000s, when you would buy a home, you were competing against other families. Now you're competing against global capital and billion-dollar hedge funds. So even if you work full-time, even if your partner works full-time, even if you run a side hustle on top of that, the house your grandparents bought with one income is out of reach. So what actually happened? We transformed from a one-income society with time, ownership, and dignity to a two-income society that requires three incomes and debt just to tread water. Childcare became an industry. Eating out became a necessity. Every hour of your time became taxable labor. And the American dream turned into an endless treadmill. You didn't fail. You didn't mismanage your money. You didn't spend too much. You weren't subscribed to too many things. You were born into a system designed to extract every dollar, every hour, every ounce of your energy. And when they'd squeezed it all, they still left us $37 trillion in debt. If you feel trapped, it's because you are. Subscribe for more history they don't want you to know. Thank you for watching The Hidden Media.